Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on my very last episode of my Celtic Tree Ogham series. Today, we're finally going to talk about a few divination methods that you can use with your Ogham staves. I'm so excited to show you guys this. I feel like this has been a very long journey, and I want to say thank you for all of your wonderful comments, and for anyone who's gone with me through all 25 trees. Thank you so much for joining me. Finally, we get to play with them. I'm so excited. So for divination, it is important that you know that these are sacred tools. They are not toys that you leave around like Legos or like Lincoln Logs, if anybody remembers what those are. These are meant to be kept all together, and they really should be kept away from the wrong hands or little hands that could lose these guys. I got a new bag. I was tired of that little zipper bag, and so I got a nice tree to put my baby trees. So had to show that off for this video. So you can keep your Ogham staves in an all-purpose bag or a box. I wouldn't recommend a box simply because they might roll around and they could chip. So a bag is nice. A nice soft bag is good. This one's felt. It's nice to be able to keep them someplace where you know they're going to be safe and taken care of. These are going to be put in with my box of, or shelf of oracle cards. So some people recommend like a silk cloth, or a leather, or like a folded altar cloth. That's fine. But a simple little bag that you can get at a metaphysical store, something that you would keep like a small bag or small deck of tarot cards or oracle cards. Maybe something you would keep like D&D dice or something like that would be perfect. So you want to keep these for your Ogham readings or Ogham magic only. So once you have that and you're ready to do readings, you want to be in a sacred and calm space, physically and for yourself. All right. You don't want to be reading Oghams when you're angry or very upset, things like that. You want to treat your Ogham very sacred, right? You don't want to come at them when you're in a terrible mood. You know, treat them with the utmost respect that you would your tree. You know, I iterated very strongly that in a few of my videos that trees deserve our respect, and so do our Oghams, whether or not they're made of clay or of wood. They're from a sacred language, so they need to be treated with the utmost respect. All right. So that means we need to be in the right mind frame, maybe doing a short grounding exercise where we feel grounded and centered before we do a reading would be the best before you do any kind of divination, let alone your Ogham divination. Okay? So you might also want to light a candle or light some incense, set the mood. Okay? Maybe play some soft music, maybe some Celtic music or woodland sounds, anything that will get you out of your ordinary life and into the mind frame of that druidic sense of enchantment. Okay? And this may seem silly, but you want to make sure you eliminate distractions. You know, don't do this while you're watching the news or when you're playing video games or anything like that. Set this time sacred. All right. And finally, I want to say this before we go through any spreads. You want to ask open-ended questions. These spreads that I'm going to teach you and the Ogham in general are not necessary for yes or no questions. Yes or no questions are not for divination. They're more for a pendulum or to flip a coin. Yes or no questions. These are going to give you way more detail, and you're not going to be able to read a yes or no. Okay. Other than upright for yes and reversed for no. Okay. They're way too involved for a simple yes or no, is basically what I'm saying. So just keep that in mind when you are sitting down with your Ogham. Now, the first type of spread we're going to talk about is the single question. And we've been doing this after every single tree that we've learned, right? So we're not going to waste time on this today. You draw a single stave and that's your answer, right? That's it. It holds all the meaning and advice in that one single stave. So that's it. It is for direct and simple. It's for quick advice. The only thing is that if you want an involved reading, it's not going to be necessarily the best method, because it's not going to, no other Oghams are present, so you're not going to get clarity, and no, it's not going to give you any other understanding. So if you're in a hurry and you're wanting to just be a quick and easy, it's fine, but it's not going to give you hardly any details. It's just going to be a quick and easy. Okay. So that's going to be your first one. Your second, here we go. We're going to open. All right. Your second recommended reading is going to be your 3 Ogham stave reading. And I'm just going to put 3 out. Oop, we're going to start at the bottom. I almost forgot. So you're going to start at the bottom and put 3 out. And I'm going to, can we zoom in just a little? Okay. So this is your world tree. So the first one you set down, which I see is Rui's Elder, 5 slashies. This is your lower world. This is the roots of the world tree, and it's also the root of your question or situation. So whatever question you ask, this is the root of the issue. Okay? The middle is the middle world. This is your present circumstances. This is the issues that support you in your everyday world. It reminds and advises the best outcome and how to deal with the present effectively. And this is elm pine. And the top is the upper world, your highest aims and potential. This is the possible future as you navigate toward your soul's purpose or higher self, and how to come to terms with the consequences of your actions and any rectifications that need to occur. And we see that it is Itho U, and it's reversed. So that's your 3, your lower world, your middle world, and your upper world. That's your 3 Ogham stave reading, your world tree. Now, you can expand that by drawing 2 more. One on the left and one on the right. This would be the feminine side of your ancestry. So this would be advice from your mother's line. And then this over here, this would be hawthorn, hua hawthorn. And then over here, where it is reversed gort ivy, would be your father's line on your ancestry. So this would be advice from your mother's line and advice from your father's line. So you would still read your lower world, middle world, upper world, and then advice from your mother's line, advice from your father's line. Isn't that cool? Now, so you could read this. Well, we'll still keep the world tree. We'll still keep the lower world, middle world, and upper world, except for this time you could have the Ogham on the left being the energy that supports us. So this is where you could draw energy. So you could draw energy from the hawthorn. And this would be where we should send our energy out. And that would be the gort ivy reversed. And let me tell you, don't think you're cheating by making a nice keyword cheat sheet like I have. Like I did. I have a little front and back cheat sheet here. So you're not cheating by doing that at all. So it would be your lower world, middle world, upper world, and then where you can draw energy and where you need to send energy out. That would be the second world tree. Now, you can also do this if we were to not do a world tree, it would be the 4 points of the compass. So wherever directionally you're at, this is the earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. So earth would be your resources, money, prosperity, right? Stability. Air would be communication, expression. Fire would be passion, where you get your energy and motivation. Water would be your emotional energy, right? Relationships. And then spirit would be your spirituality, right? And so that's a whole other way to look at that spread. So it could be your world tree, or it could be the elements. So there's 2.5 spreads for you, and then a single spread. Now, something completely different. Let me get another cloth, because you need a very soft cloth to do this. So this is where you would grab a small handful. Don't do the whole bag, because you'd be there all day. And then drop it. And then I need to back up a little bit because you can't see what I dropped. And then I dropped, let's see, what did I drop? 4 crossies is, an aspen. So I dropped Etta Aspen reversed. So my message was paralyzed by doubt and fear. Sometimes I am, but that would be the answer to the question. Nothing else is coming up, not even reversed. This would be the answer to your question. Kind of like drawing, but this way you're scattering. It's a kind of like a scattering out. Now, what you could do to make this even more involved is you could make a cloth where you separate them out into 4 quarters. So you could make earth, air, fire, and water. And then you could scatter, ask your question and then scatter. Then in your earth, you would have oak, dur oak. And then in air, you would have Ruiz elder. And then that would be both of those would be the answers to your questions, because this is upright and this is upright. That's it, you guys. And let me tell you, if you find that you have a favorite tarot spread, let me get rid of this real quick. If you find that you have a favorite tarot spread, there is nothing wrong with using it. Say you love the Celtic cross. Who says that you can't do a Celtic cross with your Oghams? Right? Who says you can't? I'm going to tell you, go for it. Absolutely go for it. If you go by the Celtic cross and, this represents you, this cross is you, this is where you came from, this is the near past, this is near future, this is the bridge you have to cross, you know what I mean? Or take a tarot spread offline and just use your Ogham. Super simple. I don't play by rules. All right. I do whatever I want as long as it serves me and treats my Ogham with respect. Have fun with this, guys. Don't be like, oh, well, it's Ogham, it's not tarot, so I can't do that. Yes, you can, as long as you are treating your Ogham staves with respect. And I would cleanse them after you do a spread, you know. Put them on a block of selenite in your bag, or run them through smoke of incense just to cleanse them. Absolutely. After you do any kind of divination, I would do that. I do that anyway with Oracle and Tarot. So absolutely do that with your own staves. So that's what I have for you today. Easy peasy. So, yes, if you have any other questions, please leave them in the comments below. I will answer them if I can. But really have fun. The more you practice divination with your Oghams, the better you'll get and the less you'll have to rely on your cheat sheet. So please give this video a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. I'm going to be concentrating on getting my PhD because I'm working so hard, and I really need to get that done so I can have those letters at the end of my name and be done with school forever. I'm really trying to get that done. So you might not see a lot of long form videos, but every once in a while, look out for them because they'll come. So please visit my website at theveiledcottagewitch.com, where you can book a reading, book a service, book a class. We'll have some upcoming workshops on there. You can also shop my online store where you can find holistic healing products, ritual and spell aids. Make sure you get the app. It's so much easier to shop that way. It's much, much easier, and it's free. Don't forget at checkout to enter the code word, all caps veiled, to get your free shipping. That's my gift from me to you just for watching this video. So don't forget to do that. If you'd like to financially support this channel, you can do so. There are several ways down in the description box below, or you can scan this QR code right here. I would love that, but if you can't, no big deal. Just live your best life and live for yourself. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.